Today, we are opening up the ultimate vault of human psychology, neuroscience, and social power. Let us talk about a profound, invisible force that dictates every single success, every deep relationship, and every moment of emotional well-being in your life. We have been taught for generations that our minds are self-contained islands. We have been told that our brains are isolated computers processing data inside our skulls, completely independent of the people around us. We are raised to believe in the absolute sovereignty of the individual, assuming that our thoughts, emotions, and physical health are purely internal matters. But what if I told you that this entire worldview is a complete biological illusion? What if the latest breakthroughs in cognitive science prove that our brains are actually hardwired to be in a continuous, high-velocity link with every single person we interact with? Think about what happens when you walk into a room and instantly feel the tension, even before anyone speaks a word. Think about how a single conversation with a charismatic, warm leader can leave you feeling energized and inspired for days, while a brief encounter with a toxic, critical boss can make you feel physically sick, drained, and anxious. This is not just imagination or soft psychology. This is the tangible result of our neural circuitry actively reshaping itself in response to our social environment. Today, we are doing a massive, immersive storytelling breakdown of a book that serves as the definitive manual for navigating this interconnected reality. Social Intelligence: The New Science of Human Relationships, by the legendary psychologist and science journalist Daniel Goleman. Goleman is the thinker who completely revolutionized how the world views capability when he published his historic work on emotional intelligence. But in this masterpiece, he takes us beyond the boundaries of the self. He pulls back the curtain on a revolutionary scientific frontier, demonstrating that our relationships are not just a series of external interactions. Instead, they act as a biological pipeline that actively molds our brain structure, regulates our immune systems, and determines the expression of our genetic code. This video is designed to act as a profound personal and social awakening. It will strip away your old, isolated way of thinking, reveal the hidden biological networks operating beneath your daily conversations, and hand you the ultimate operational blueprint to master the art of human connection, influence, and collective power. Get incredibly comfortable. Eliminate all outside notifications. Grab your field journal and let us dive deep into the secret science of human relationships. Part 1. The biological wired-in loop of connection. Let us begin our narrative by diving directly into the hidden physical infrastructure of the human brain. To claim absolute mastery over your social reality, you must, first, understand the hardwired neurological pathways that connect you to the people around you. Goleman introduces a revolutionary biological concept that shatters the old, isolated view of the mind. The concept of the open-loop brain. Most of our internal biological systems are closed loops. Your circulatory system, your respiratory system, and your digestive tract operate automatically inside your body. They do not rely on the physical presence of other people to keep working. Your heart beats, your lungs expand, and your stomach processes food without needing to synchronize with anyone else. But your brain is entirely different. Your brain is a highly sensitive, open-loop system that relies on continuous, high-velocity inputs from other minds to regulate its own emotional stability, chemical balance, and neurological health. This means we possess a biological, wired-in loop of connection. We are not designed to exist in isolation. We are designed to be in a constant state of neural feedback with our fellow human beings. To explain how this open loop operates in real time, Goleman divides our social brain into two distinct pathways, the low road and the high road. The low road is the ancient, lightning-fast, and entirely unconscious circuitry of our nervous system. It operates at a speed of milliseconds, completely bypassing our conscious awareness. The low road relies on primitive brain structures like the amygdala to read the facial expressions, body language, and emotional energy of the people around us. If someone walks toward you with a micro-expression of anger, your low road detects it instantly, triggering a subtle defensive reflex in your body before your conscious mind even registers that the person is in the room. This pathway is the source of our gut feelings, our immediate social chemistry, and our instinctual reactions. The high road, on the other hand, is the slow, deliberate, and highly rational path of the social brain. It runs through the prefrontal cortex, which sits directly behind your forehead. The high road allows you to analyze social situations consciously, plan your communication strategy, control your impulses, and think about what the other person is experiencing, while the low road instantly registers the emotional state of another person. The high road decides how you should respond in a high-status, constructive manner. An elite social intelligence champion understands how to balance these two pathways. They realize that they cannot stop the low road from receiving emotional signals, but they train their high road to step in immediately, ensuring they maintain complete emotional sovereignty and never allow temporary low-road stress to dictate their actions. Part 2. Mirror Neurons and the Science of Instant Sync. Now that we understand the dual pathways of the social brain, let us look at the incredible neurological engines that make this instant connection possible. Mirror neurons. Goleman explains that the discovery of mirror neurons is one of the most significant breakthroughs in the history of cognitive science, completely rewriting our understanding of empathy, learning, and social alignment. Imagine a group of neuroscientists in an Italian laboratory studying the brain activity of a monkey. They are monitoring the specific motor neurons that fire in the monkey's brain whenever it reaches out its hand to grab a peanut. One day, as the monkey is sitting completely still, a researcher walks into the lab and picks up a peanut. Suddenly, the monkey's brain monitoring system shows a massive spike in activity. The exact same motor neurons that fire when the monkey physically grabs a peanut are firing simply because the monkey is watching the researcher do it. This is the magic of mirror neurons. These specialized brain cells act as neural simulators. They do not just process what we see. They actively recreate the actions, emotions, and physical experiences of other people inside our own nervous systems. When you watch someone smile, your mirror neurons fire as if you are smiling. When you see someone stub their toe, your mirror neurons fire as if you are experiencing that physical pain. This system allows us to instantly feel what another person is feeling, bypassing the need for long, analytical deductions. Goleman explains that this mirror neuron network is the biological foundation of synchrony, which is the natural physical alignment that happens when two people are deeply connected. Have you ever noticed how two close friends sitting in a cafe will naturally mimic each other's body language, leaning in at the same angle, crossing their legs at the exact same moment, or speaking in a similar rhythm? This is not a conscious choice. It is their mirror neuron systems executing a beautiful, silent dance of mutual attunement. When you master social intelligence, you stop viewing your body language as a passive reflection of your mood. Instead, you use your mirror neuron system as an active instrument of influence. By maintaining a calm, grounded, and open physical presence, you project a powerful energetic signal that the other person's mirror neurons will naturally mimic. You literally use your own nervous system to soothe, align, and elevate the emotional state of the person sitting across from you. Part 3. The ingredients of social awareness. With the biological framework firmly established, Goleman breaks down social intelligence into two major categories: social awareness and social facility. Let us first explore the deep components of social awareness, which represents our capacity to receive, decode, and understand the internal states of other people. Social awareness is not a single, monolithic skill. It is an intricate, multi-layered spectrum of capability that begins with primal empathy. Primal empathy is the simple, low-road ability to feel what another person is feeling on a physical level. It is the immediate, non-verbal connection that happens when we pick up on the subtle emotional frequencies of those around us, allowing us to read the room without needing an explanation. The next layer of social awareness is attunement. While primal empathy is a temporary feeling, Attunement is the deliberate act of sustained, deep listening. It is the ability to lock your attention onto another human being with absolute focus, showing them that you are fully present. When you practice true attunement, you stop thinking about your own agenda or preparing your next response. You listen not just to the words they say, but to the silence between the words, the shift in their vocal tone, and the deeper emotional landscape they are trying to share. Moving deeper, we find empathic accuracy. This represents the high road capability to accurately identify the specific thoughts, feelings, and motivations of another person. It is the skill that separates a warm listener from a master behavioral analyst. People with high empathic accuracy do not just feel your pain. They can accurately articulate why you are in pain, mapping the complex social and psychological dynamics shaping your reality. The final layer of social awareness is social cognition. This is our structural understanding of how the social world works. It is your ability to read the unspoken rules, power dynamics, and cultural norms of any group you walk into. When you master social cognition, you can walk into a highly complex corporate boardroom or a delicate diplomatic negotiation and instantly identify the real decision-makers, the hidden alliances, and the unwritten boundaries, allowing you to navigate the room with absolute precision. Part 4. The Mechanics of Social Facility. Now, let us transition from social awareness to social facility. Goleman explains that while social awareness represents your capacity to feel and understand others, social facility is your ability to use that awareness to generate smooth, effective, and high-impact interactions. Knowing what someone is feeling is useless if you do not possess the tactical skills to guide the interaction toward a positive outcome. The first essential ingredient of social facility is synchrony. As we discussed with Mira, neurons, synchrony is our ability to physically align our presence with another person. When you possess high synchrony, you can seamlessly adapt your energy, pacing, and tone of voice to match the person you are communicating with. You do not force them to conform to your energy. You meet them exactly where they are, establishing instant rapport and psychological safety before gradually leading them toward a more positive emotional space. The second ingredient is self-presentation. This is your ability to present yourself in a way that aligns with your true values and strategic goals. It is not about wearing a fake mask or acting like a performer. Rather, it is the conscious control of your personal brand, body language, and verbal messaging to ensure that you are projecting an authentic aura of high-status competence, warmth, and credibility. Next comes influence. Influence is the high-road skill of shaping the outcomes of your interactions. It is the art of guiding a conversation, a meeting, or a negotiation toward a mutually beneficial path without relying on force, manipulation, or raw authority. A socially intelligent leader influences others by appealing to their core values, addressing their unspoken needs, and helping them see how their personal desires align with the collective mission. The ultimate, crowning jewel of social facility is concern, which Goleman defines as compassion in action. It is the moment where empathy stops being a passive feeling and transforms into a proactive force for good. When you possess social concern, you do not just observe someone's suffering or discomfort. You feel a deep, biological urge to step in and help them resolve it. This is the ultimate secret of human charisma. The most magnetic, high-status people in history are not those who are incredibly polished or self-absorbed. They are those who demonstrate an authentic, unyielding concern for the well-being, success, and elevation of the people around them. Part 5. The Dark Triad and Toxic Connections. 2. Master the science of human relationships. We must also dare to explore the dark, volatile shadows of the social landscape. Goleman introduces us to a fascinating and dangerous psychological realm, the realm of the dark triad and toxic connections, where the social brain is used as a weapon of manipulation rather than an instrument of healing. The dark triad consists of 3 distinct personality disorders that represent the absolute opposite of healthy social intelligence: narcissism, Machiavellianism, and psychopathy. Narcissists suffer from a profound structural defect in their empathy systems. They are completely self-absorbed, viewing other people not as independent human beings with their own feelings and needs, but as passive tools to feed their fragile egos. A narcissist can read your emotional signals, but they only care about how those signals can be used to elevate their own status, leaving a trail of emotional destruction in their wake. Machiavellians are the master strategists of manipulation. They possess a highly active high road, but a completely frozen low road. They can analyze social dynamics with absolute, cold-blooded precision, understanding exactly how to pull the emotional levers of a group to achieve their personal goals. But because they lack primal empathy, they feel zero remorse or emotional connection to the people they are using. They view relationships as a game of chess where everyone else is simply a pawn to be sacrificed. Psychopaths represent the absolute dark extreme of human nature. They possess an almost complete absence of emotional empathy. A psychopath can watch someone experience intense suffering and feel absolutely nothing inside their own nervous system. Their mirror neuron networks do not fire in response to human pain, allowing them to engage in acts of ruthless cruelty and exploitation without experiencing a single trace of guilt or internal conflict. Goleman warns, that we must develop the social awareness to identify these dark triad individuals early in our careers and personal lives. More importantly, he explains the devastating physical impact that toxic relationships have on our biology. When you are trapped in an abusive, critical, or highly unstable relationship, your body is subjected to chronic social stress. This triggers a continuous flood of cortisol and adrenaline into your bloodstream, suppressing your immune system, damaging your cardiovascular health, and actively rewriting your genetic expression to increase your vulnerability to chronic illness. To claim total personal sovereignty, you must recognize that walking away from toxic connections is not just a boundary choice. It is an absolute biological necessity to protect your life and health. Part 6. How connection shapes us. Now let us look at one of the most beautiful and inspiring dimensions of Goleman's narrative, the incredible science of epigenetics and the lasting legacy of love. For generations, the scientific community believed that our genetic code was a fixed blueprint set at the moment of our conception, dictating our behavior, health, and emotional resilience for the rest of our lives. But the modern science of epigenetics has completely shattered this static paradigm. Epigenetics demonstrates that while our DNA provides the basic template, our environment actively determines which genes are turned on and which genes are turned off. And do you know what the single most powerful environmental factor shaping our genetic expression is? It is the quality of our social connections and the emotional safety of our relationships. Goleman shares fascinating studies showing that the way a mother nurtures, holds, and speaks to her child in the first years of life actively alters the child's stress response genes. A child who is raised with secure attachment, warm touch, and deep emotional attunement develops a highly resilient nervous system. Their brain literally grows a higher density of receptors for calming chemicals like oxytocin and serotonin, allowing them to handle stress with absolute composure throughout their adult life. Conversely, a child subjected develops to chronic neglect, emotional chaos, or harsh criticism, develops a highly reactive amygdala, keeping them locked in a state of hypervigilance and fear. But here is the beautiful, transformative truth. Our brains remain plastic. Throughout our entire lives, the social brain can be healed, even if you experienced childhood neglect or spent years in toxic environments. Entering into healthy, securely attached relationships as an adult can actively reprogram your nervous system. When you surround yourself with friends, partners, and mentors who offer unconditional safety, deep attunement, and calm presence, your brain begins to rebuild its neural pathways. You literally heal each other through the open-loop connection. By choosing your social circle with absolute intention, you take command of your biological destiny, ensuring that you are growing toward a future of health, resilience, and emotional peace. Part 7. The Healing Power of Social Connection. Our story now moves into the real-world application of this science within our public institutions, schools, and healthcare systems. Goleman presents a mountain of medical evidence, proving that social connection is the single most powerful, underutilized medicine on the planet. Consider the terrifying reality of modern isolation. The psychological community now recognizes loneliness as a major public health epidemic. Studies show that chronic loneliness and social isolation are as toxic to your physical body as smoking 15 cigarettes a day, carrying a greater risk of early mortality than obesity or physical inactivity. When we cut ourselves off from the social loop, our nervous systems begin to break down. Interpreting isolation as an existential survival threat. On the flip side, look at the incredible healing power of the social cure. Goleman details research showing that patients recovering from major surgeries or battling serious illnesses heal twice as fast and experience significantly less physical pain when they are surrounded by a supportive, highly connected network of loved ones. The presence of a caring human being who listens to our fears and holds our hand triggers a massive release of endorphins, oxytocin, and growth hormones, instantly lowering our stress and boosting our body's natural defense systems. This science has massive implications for how we design our workplaces and educational systems. A school system that focuses purely on technical intelligence while ignoring social and emotional learning is actively failing its students. By teaching young people the art of empathy, self-regulation, and constructive communication, we are not just helping them get better grades. We are building their lifelong physical health and emotional resilience. Similarly, a corporate culture that relies on fear, competition, and public criticism to drive results is actively poisoning its workforce. A socially intelligent leader builds a culture of psychological safety where employees feel valued, heard, and supported. By protecting the social brain of your team, you unlock their creative genius, supercharge their productivity, and build a high-performance organization that can weather any market storm with absolute confidence and unity. Part 8. Elevating our shared reality. As our epic storytelling journey through the transformative science of Daniel Goleman reaches its ultimate destination, let us step back and look at the entire architectural map of your newly awakened personal presence. Remember this final, unshakable truth. Social intelligence is not just a soft personal skill or a casual conversational technique. It is the ultimate foundation of human charisma, collective leadership, and enduring global impact. Stop allowing the modern illusions of isolation, individualism, and emotional reactivity to separate you from the power of your biology. Stop viewing your relationships as random, superficial interactions, and permanently retire the habit of allowing toxic connections to drain your valuable cognitive and physical energy. Step into your authentic, personal sovereignty. Today, re-engineer your daily presence by strictly balancing the rapid, unconscious, low road of your brain with the deliberate, strategic high road of your prefrontal cortex. Use your mirror neuron system as an active instrument of calm and focus, projecting a powerful, grounded presence that naturally aligns and elevates the nervous systems of everyone around you. Master the deep spectrum of social awareness by dedicating your full presence to primal empathy, sustained attunement, and high-road empathic accuracy. Build unmatched social facility by aligning your energy with synchrony, curating your brand with authentic self-presentation, guiding negotiations with values-driven influence, and leading with unyielding concern and compassion. When you develop the courage to master the science of human relationships, you permanently exit the matrix of social conflict and personal exhaustion. The illusions of loneliness, communication barriers, and toxic dynamics will fall away entirely from your reality. You will walk through this world as a master of human psychology, commanding deep trust with high-status partners, building powerful ventures rooted in collective alignment, and discovering that you have transformed your presence into a magnificent, unyielding monument of relentless momentum, profound impact, and lasting global legacy. What is the #1 social intelligence strategy from this scientific masterclass? Whether it is committing to practice attunement by giving your absolute, undistracted presence to the very next person who speaks to you, using your body language to consciously project a calm state that others' mirror neurons can copy, or take in a hard look at your social circle to eliminate toxic connections and protect your physical biology that you are going to commit to practicing in your life today. Let me know your communication, relationship, and leadership goals in the comments down below. If this deep dive storytelling summary completely restructured your mental frameworks and handed you an elite architectural playbook for human charisma and social sovereignty, show some incredible love by clicking that like button. Subscribe to the channel so you never miss another profound psychological, behavioral science, or high-status leadership book breakdown, and share this video with a friend or colleague who needs to stop isolating and start connecting today. Train your high road. Sync your mirror neurons. Lead with compassion. And I will see you in the next video.